I think a lot about technology, and since it governs almost every aspect of my life, it probably thinks a great deal of me as well. At least, something does. Technology nearly became my bread and butter once I was nearly finished completing my degree in computer programming. That is, before the saturated pot of software development was sweetened with the tech layoffs. But Gen Z cracked the code once again. Corporate America eventually hits Control-Z on us all. Best you can do is hit Control-Z back. Unless you're already on your knees to garble the unspoken motto of all entry-level jobs in software development, want to code? Suck a chode. Not only that, but in my last semester, I was blessed with an insufferable professor who seemed hell-bent on failing me in advanced Java. This guy probably pursued a job in academia on account of being too stupid to hard-code patches for EA games. You know your professor is a loser when he takes the time to put Unicode emojis in all of his email headers. Weird flex, but okay. And you know your professor is a moron when he accuses you of plagiarism for coding a Caesar cipher. It's an observation with about the same level of insight as a kid figuring out that Pig Latin is not an actual language. I would gladly name-drop the contemptible neck-bearded oaf for no other reason than to drag his Rate My Professor rating from 1.4 to a well-earned 0. But I would never do that to Mr. That degree was just a backup plan of another backup plan anyway. Now it's another plan on the back burner, while I'm back up to no plan with one additional dimension of disillusionment. I never understood why educated people have so many degrees on their walls. Waving around a degree to me is like waving the white flag of surrender, signaling that the system finally broke you down into another fully charged battery for that eternally ticking clock of corporate bureaucracy. And the more degrees you have, the louder I hear your traumatized inner child crying out for love to an ambivalent world. Or so I tell my therapist. That being said, I had to get a real job sooner or later, since Jordan Peterson told me I should grow the hell up. Because he of all people would know that no one ever made a difference in the world from writing. To hell with art and the humanities. Every arts degree is just the most expensive way of becoming a barista, living on a series of 40% tips on $6 milkshakes squeezed from the tits of the Starbucks siren. So STEM degrees are the only field of value. But it will be a lukewarm day in hell when the engineers finally create the AI golem that overthrows them. Like a cosmic rematch, where Lucifer makes a full comeback and casts God out of heaven, winning by knockout for the ultra-holyweight title. I was reluctant to contribute to the downfall of mankind by joining a priesthood of techno-sorcerers. But as they told me over and over, get your head out of the clouds and be realistic. Well, I finally took their advice. Now the only cloud my head will be in is the cloud where they store their nudes. After all, it is our cloud. Silly capitalist, your pics are for the rich. It may take a generation or so before the raucous sheep accept the evil German shepherd's agenda, referring to Klaus Schwab's declaration that
you will eat $10
and
you will own nothing and you will be happy.
Because before you can be happy owning nothing, you must first be happy knowing nothing. And given the celebration of idiocy, paired with an insatiable appetite for blissful ignorance in favor of any liberating knowledge, this new chitinous diet of Zay bugs will not only be accepted, it will be embraced and later preferred once enough addictive chemicals are added to pulverize the taste buds into a full-mouth orgasm. Humanity moving down the food chain is simply the chef's kiss. Despite the pandemic of ignorance, however, never have I been surrounded by more experts. Namely, the kind of experts who have written more books than they have read, or sold more courses than they have taken. You can usually spot them by their hooks, such as
There has never been a better time in history for
insert bullshit here. Skill sharing where there is no skill to share, and networking where no work is netted in a porridge of overpaid, underqualified crabs in a bucket. And from the emergence and proliferation of this internet expert, from the snake oil salesman's primordial sludge, I am beginning to see an even more disturbing pattern emerge. For example, when skimming threads, it took me quite some time to realize that someone born in 1990 would be 41 years old in the year 2024. Officially starting in the year 2024, you unlearn something true every day.